You're listening to the Higher Attitudes Podcast. Inspiration to lift your soul.
Hi, this is Julie, and I'd like to talk today about redefining how we see success. How do you define success? Do you define it as perfect behaved children, better career position, maybe ideal body weight, or recognition of a job well done? Maybe it's a finished task list or a nice home, maybe a clean, organized home. If Jesus Christ were measured by the standard gauge of success that we measure, or our society measures, he would have been considered a failure. And we often use a standard gauge that really doesn't serve us well, and then we beat ourselves up and feel like we're a failure. I took 5.5 years to graduate from college with a mediocre grade point, and I really haven't used that degree since as far as a career. I've ridden the lose weight, gain weight roller coaster up and down over and over and over again. And I've tried and failed at more endeavors than I can even count. And by our society's standard measure, I would be considered a slacker, a loser, a failure, not good enough. It's time to throw out the New Year's resolution mentality that I need to set a goal because I gained 20 pounds this year and I've got to lose it mentality. Or the struggle through and then give up in self-loathing and disgust way that we normally think about our goals. And we've used that for most of our lives. So let's stop and think a moment about how would Christ measure success? Would he measure it by lives influenced? Or maybe love shared? Forgiveness offered even for ourselves, time spent listening or service given, hugs. Maybe his version of success would be considered sacrifice of our personal desires or weaknesses for something better, gratitude expressed. Maybe it's the joy in the mundane or recognition of self-worth. I think that Christ would judge success much differently than we do or our society does. A few years ago, I released 90 pounds, and that came through not in setting goals and, I've got to reach this goal, but it was a change in how I looked at goals. Instead of setting a goal only to fail, I chose not to set a goal. I chose to look in the mirror instead and like who I was. I chose to rejoice in the body that I have, lumps and all, and to be grateful for what my body does for me, to be grateful that my tummy feeds me and gets rid of waste and even manages my emotions until I'm ready to deal with them. And I chose to be grateful for who I am. And because I chose to like myself, to be happy and grateful, I chose to eat healthier and do something active each day, even if it was just going for a walk around the block. But it was because I liked who I was, not because I've got to lose weight. And I wanted to take care of myself and enjoy what my body can do. And that change in thought allowed me to relax and let go of the doubt, the anxiety. I never once got on the scales or counted calories. I just enjoyed living well and liking who I was. I'd go shopping for clothes and all of a sudden I was down a size or two. And other successes and opportunities have come as I've increased in confidence. And as I've learned to look at myself differently, how I do things differently. And success has sometimes been measured by accomplishment, like organizing details for a major event. But more often, my success is measured in little ways, like the excitement a woman expresses when I help her find just the right interview outfit, or the smile of someone when I've listened to them. So I've learned to gauge my success differently, more through the little things. Sometimes even a supposed failure or a setback is actually a success in disguise. It might be an opportunity to lift a burden, or to see differently, or to see what's really important. Even financial struggles or other struggles that seem like something that's a negative, really, in the end, turns out to be something beautiful and a blessing. And so I challenge you to think about success and accomplishment the way the Savior does. It's time to look at success through his eyes, through the eyes of love, compassion, joy, through forgiveness and hope. In his way of thinking, that is the true measure of success.
Thank you for listening. We'd love to have you join us on Facebook at facebook.com/higher attitudes. Do you have an uplifting thought to share? Why not join our Facebook discussion group? Visit the group at facebook.com/groups/higher-attitudes to request membership. If you'd like to leave a question about a challenge you're facing, or if you'd like to share a thought about how you've overcome negativity, call 719-301-0303 and record your question or comment. Please note that carrier rates may apply. Again, call 719-301-0303 to leave a question or comment. We hope you've enjoyed the show, and we look forward to you joining us for the next episode of the Higher Attitudes podcast. Please remember that the advice offered in this show is intended for informational purposes only. Please read our full disclaimer in the show notes.